Hi, today we're going to take a look at how to implement map selection. In our feature, we're going to have the host be able to change the map, and the change is going to be reflected to all the other players. But if you're not the host, you won't be able to change the map. Let's get started. So here is the UI. So the UI we made was this map selection object. So it's basically a game object that we place on the scene. We have a map image here. We have a left button, right button, and the map name. So these are information we're gonna store, and whenever the host change the map, we can show the right map right here. So in Writer, we're gonna create a new class that's gonna be called MapSelectionData. MapSelectionData. And this class is going to represent the list of our maps. So it's going to be a scriptable object that's going to have only one attribute, a public list of map info. Map info, we're going to create it. And map info is going to represent the data for a single map. So this one is going to be called maps. So we're going to import list. So it's going to import the system collection. And for map info, we're going to define it right here. Serializable. It's just going to be a struct. So public struct. Oh, I'm sorry, struct. Map info. So this is going to have public color map thumbnail. You could do it with an image, but I personally don't have image. The only thing is when you do it with an image, at some point I'm going to mention it. When you want to serialize it, you're going to only serialize the name. But for us, since I don't have any thumbnails for my maps, I'm just going to go with a color. Public string map name, which is going to be the name that we're going to display in the UI. And another one, string scene name, which is the scene we need to load associated with that map. So with that data, we just need one more thing, which is a create asset menu here. So this allows us to have a custom menu when you right click and you want to create an asset. So menu name first. So we're going to go in here, menu name. We're going to create a data and map selection data, and the file name. Oh, sorry. And the file name, which is going to be just map selection data. Here we go. So with this, we're going to be able to create a custom asset, which is going to be a map selection, which is going to have a map, a list of map, and then we're going to be able to define all our map. So let's go do that. So in Unity, create yourself a data folder. In here, you're going to right click, create. You're going to see the new data menu that we created, and you do map selection. I've already done mine, but you're going to get an asset like this. And when you click on it, you can actually set the map. So for you can put how many you want. It doesn't really matter. You're going to put a thumbnail. The thumbnail is our color for now. Just put the color. Make sure that the alpha is at the 100%. Map name and scene name. So the map name is what it's going to show on the new text here. And the scene name is the name of the scene you're going to redirect the user to if that's the map that is selected. So I'll let you guys do that on your own. And for us, we'll go back in Writer and start plugging that UI. In the LobbyUI here, we're going to create all the variable we need. So serialize field, private. Let's start with the image, map image, which is going to represent either if you went the image route, the actual image. So for us, we're going to set the color on the image. Let's go with the buttons. So serialize field, private button, left button. And let's go here and put in the right one. Cool. We're going to need after that the map name. So serialize field, private text mesh pro, map name. And one last thing that we need is the map selection data. So serialize field, private map selection data, underscore map selection data. Okay, so now let's start putting listeners on the button. So we have here the ready button. Let's put on the left button, that on click, that add listener. We can already do the same thing for the right button. There you go. So we're going to create some functions here. So let's go here, create the let's set it private public void. No, not public. What am I doing here? Private void on left button clicked. So here, and let's just do the same for the right one. And that's the only kind of interaction that the players have. So let's go put the right on the right, the left on the left, and the right on the right. And after that, let's make sure that whenever we disable the component, we want to remove all listener. Same for the right button. Remove all listeners. Now let's go on top here and create ourselves a private int current map index that we're going to initialize to 0. And this is going to represent which map in the map section data are we currently showing. This is going to be useful because this is also the information we're going to sync between the lobbies, the different clients, so that they can show the current map. Because in the map section data, all the clients have the map section data in the same order. So now that we have this, let's go in the on left button click. So in this one, we're going to decrement the value of the variable. So if current map index -1 is greater than 0, then we can safely decrement it. So current map selection -. And else, we're just going to set it to 0. So here you could do make it so that they can when they click left and this is the first map, then they go to the last map. I'll let that you want to figure out, but you would set that to the last one in the map section data. So you take the length of that one -1, and that would be what you set here if you want to do this feature. For us, we're just going to do that. And then what we want is update map, which is going to be a local function that's going to just set the fields. Let's leave it at that for now. And yeah, after that, we're going to send an event. But for now, let's just do the quick implementation for the right button, which is looking a little similar. So it's going to be if +1 is smaller, but now from MapSelectionData dot maps dot count -1. Okay, so if it's smaller than that, we can safely increase that. So ++. If not, then we're going to need to set it to exactly that, which is the last index for the last map. And then we do the same thing. We do update map. So here, let's create this function. So we can go, say at the beginning, let's remove that update and put here private void update map. In this one, it's going to be super easy. We're going to do mapImage.color equals map selection data at the current index. Sorry, not that dot maps at the current index dot map thumbnail. And then here we're going to set the map name. So map name dot text equal map selection data dot maps at the current index dot map name. So with that, we should be able to actually change by clicking on the button and see the UI update. So now back in Unity, we're going to link everything. So in here, let's link the map image, the left button, the right button, the map name, and then the map selection data. And press play. So at first, it starts with no color. We're going to fix that later. But if you press the button, then it should change. Up to the purple map, then I cannot change. And then up to the blue map, then I cannot change. Perfect. Back in Writer, we're going to create a new class called LobbyData. LobbyData. That's going to hold a single, for now, thing, which is going to be the map index. Actually, it's going to be private, and we're going to create accessor for it. So this, and then public and map index, and then we have that get and set. Here we're gonna do pretty similar, in fact, to the lobby player data. We're gonna have an initialize, update, and serialize. That's the goal. So public void initialize, which is gonna be the first time you initialize it. So int map index, and in here we just set our map index. Then we have another void initialize that will be the actual dictionary of a string, but now it's a data object. So the lobby actually holds a data object. So here a lobby data, but it pretty much does the same, really. So we're gonna go in here and do if LobbyData dot contains key map index. Then we're gonna set the map index. Map index. Yeah, equal LobbyData at map index dot value, but this is a string, so we're gonna need to parse it. So we can do int 32 dot. Oops, sorry. Dot. You must import it first. So dot parse, and then you pass the value here. There we go. So we have our second initialize. We can already do our update, void update state, which is going to be the exact same thing. In fact, you know what? We're going to do as we did for the lobby data, for the player data, and we're just going to move here, this implementation here, and here we're going to call update state with the lobby data, because right now initialize we don't have anything special to do, so it's the same as an update for now. And then we want that last one, which is the serialize. So public dictionary of string and data object. No, not data object, sorry, and string, because we're gonna send, that's what we're gonna send to Unity. Serialize. There we go. So that's basically, we return a new dictionary of string, and then in here, yeah, let's put it here. And then in here, what we want to put is only one thing, the map index, and it's going to be the map index dot toString. So here it is. With this class, we're going to be able to store our lobby data. Now in the GameLobbyManager, we're going to add actually another variable here, right here, which is going to be the lobby data. So lobby data. So when the host actually create the lobby, we're going to actually also create the lobby data. So lobby, we can already set it here. Lobby data equal new lobby data, and lobby data dot map index equal we're gonna go with 0, because we always want to start the lobby at the 0 index. In fact, let's put it after we've initialized this, and let's use the method that we have, initialize, and we're gonna put it to 0, as I said. So that's it. Now that we have that, we can actually add it here. So we can do LobbyData dot serialize. So we're gonna go in the create lobby. Here we're gonna add a new dictionary That's going to be a string, and it's going to be the lobby data. And here we can pass him the serialize lobby data, which is going to be a function that we're going to create in a second. There we go. Let's put it after our serialized player data, because in fact I'm not gonna rewrite it. I'm just gonna go over it with you guys, but it's this. So the serialized lobby data, it takes the data and it's just kind of recreate the data object because it's a mapping. That's what we're the Unity kind of want, a string data object. So we need to kind of recreate this. So the serialized lobby data is what we're gonna use right here. So that's gonna let us, when we create a lobby, just actually set the lobby data. So while we're in this class, let's go at the bottom and already create our update method. So it's gonna be async task bool update lobby data, and it's only gonna take a dictionary of string, which is gonna be the data. So the actual lobby data. What we're going to do here is, well, we need to serialize the data. So let's go in here. We're going to say dictionary of string data object lobby data equals serialize lobby data, and we pass it the data. Once that is actually done, we can do the update lobby options. So update lobby options equal new update lobby options, and in here we pass him the data, which is going to be the lobby data. Okay, let's go here, and then we're going to try to update. So let's go here, let's try, and now we want to do a wait. Lobby service dot instance dot update lobby async, and we want to pass it the lobby ID, which is lobby.id, and then the actual options. And there you go. So this is actually returning us a lobby, so we can store the lobby here, and we're gonna catch any system.exception, and if there is any exception, we return false. Other than that, if that worked, then we're gonna need to store, sorry, not this event, the lobby events dot on LobbyUpdated, and which is the lobby event in the game framework, and then we go and shoot the lobby because the lobby was updated, and then we return true. So that's it for this class. Now we have an update lobby data that will allow us to actually update the lobby once it's already been created. And then on creation, we actually have the lobby data that is sent to the new player. So in the GameLobbyManager now, we want on LobbyUpdated to actually set the lobby data. So the lobby data is going to be equal to the lobby.data. Sorry. It's going to be, we're going to reset it to a new lobby data, and then lobby data.initialize to the lobby.data. There it is. So every time there's a new update in the lobby, we reset the lobby data to whatever is in the lobby, and then we still send our on lobby event. So that way it kind of follows the same flow. Whenever anything gets updated in the lobby, we just kind of set the data on the GameLobbyManager, and then anything that needs some data from the lobby, listen to this event, and then gets the data. And that's what we're going to do in the LobbyUI. Now, in the LobbyUI, we're going to go here and listen to in-game in the game namespace to the lobby event.onLobbyUpdated because now we want to actually do something when it gets updated. So let's go here, LobbyUpdated. Let's put it at the beginning. In fact, at the not beginning, the end. So here we go, and then we're gonna put the unsubscribe here, and then on LobbyUpdated, we want to ask the GameLobbyManager to get map index. Okay, so this is going to be setting our current map index to whatever the lobby manager, and then we're going to update map. So yeah, so let's create this function in the GameLobbyManager. So this is pretty simple. It returns the LobbyData.mapIndex. And that's it for the part of listening. So whenever the host change a map, we're gonna get the other client are gonna get on LobbyUpdated, and they're gonna update their map. Now we actually need to tell the GameLobbyManager whenever the map was updated in the UI. So let's go here. So first of all, since we're gonna tell the GameLobby, and the GameLobby is gonna call the LobbyManager, we're gonna need to have an async workflow. So let's add that here. And then here, GameLobbyManager.instance set selected map, and then pass in the current map index. So we can put that here and then here, and then we're gonna generate that function. That function is pretty simple. We're gonna do LobbyData.map index equal current map index, and then we're gonna say, so this is also an async function, and we're gonna say return await LobbyManager.instance.update LobbyData, and then we're gonna pass in the LobbyData .serialize. So here that means that this return a task bool. Here we go. So that's going to send the update, and whenever the other client receives LobbyUpdate, he's going to be able to update his UI. So before we show it working, just one thing is in LobbyData. I forgot earlier to just set the map index to get, when you do a get on it, it returns map index, and when you set, it returns the map index value. So let's just change that before we test it. And now let's go in Unity. So I did a build of the game. So let's host in here. So here's the code. Let's join NH4KXH. I'm going to join. There you go. So now you can see we both have the same map. This person is the host. So if I change here and I go here, there you go. Can change to purple. Can change now to let's say green, and then it's going to go to the green and back to blue and then blue. So this is working. Now the only thing we want to do is remove the arrow for the client, because one thing that is important to know is that the client, someone that is not the host, cannot update the lobby data. So if here I'm trying to update it, I'm going to get a forbidden message. Forbidden message user do not have authority to update the lobby. So the host only can change the lobby data. So let's remove those arrows so that only our host can click on those buttons. So in the LobbyUI, we're going to need to know if the player is actually the host. For that, we're going to create a method here that's going to return us if the player is host. But before that, we can actually replace some code here to use the local lobby data. So whenever we create the lobby, we don't want to store it in a temporary thing. We're going to store it into our local lobby data. And we're going to do the same when we actually join a lobby. So join lobby here and replace it here. So that means that in here, we're going to have our actual local player ID. So in here, what we can do is we can have a public bool is host that is going to return us the local player data, the local lobby data dot ID. It returns us if this is equal to the lobby manager dot instance dot get host ID. Okay, so that's what it's going to do. So let's generate this function in the lobby manager. And in here, it's super simple. We're just going to return the current lobby.host host ID. So in here, we have now a method that is, we have now an attribute that just tests if like our local player ID is the same as the host ID. If it's the same, it means we're host. So let's get in here. And now we're just going to wrap some things in this. So we're going to do GameLobbyManager.instance.isHost. So we want to subscribe to the button only if we are the host. So that's one thing. It's going to be the same for the disable. Technically, I don't think it's needed, but you know, it's never bad to put it, I guess. Only if you're the host, you need to actually remove the listener. And in here on start, what we want to do is we actually want to disable if you're not host. So we're going to do if you're not GameLobbyManager.instance.isHost. If you're not the host, then take the left button, take the game object and set it to active false. And we're going to do the exact same for the right button. Here we go. Now let's test this in Unity. So here I did a new build of the game. So let's try the host here. So we have here we're the host, so we can actually control the map. And in here we're going to do join and join with the code YX343T. And we're going to join. So here we're going to see like the player joining. And in here, since I've just joined, I don't have the control. So here I can actually change the map. It's going to reflect here. So let's go to the purple one. Let's go purple and then go back to the blue one, and it's going to update. So the host can change the map, but the player that joined cannot. And there it is for the map selection feature. In the next video, we're going to take a look at actually connecting the player and transitioning them into the game. If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.